का स्वागत है इस सेशन में। और मैं एक टॉपिक के साथ, वह टॉपिक भारत में किसान आंदोलन, पीजेंट मूवमेंट्स इन इंडिया। किसान आंदोलन भारत में। फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम भारतीय किसान द्वारा अपने हितों की रक्षा के लिए विरोध किया, मांगे रखी सरकार के समक्ष। यदि हम बात करते हैं कॉलोनियल पावर का, ड्यूरिंग द ब्रिटिश इंडिया, जो ब्रिटिश भारत के दौरान different policies were introduced by the English power, say for परमानेंट सेटलमेंट की बात हो, रैयतवाड़ी सिस्टम की बात हो, महलवाड़ी सिस्टम की बात हो, ये जो इन द नेम ऑफ इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स जो डॉक्ट्रिन्स दिए गए ब्रिटिशर्स के द्वारा, उसमें कहीं ना कहीं फार्मर्स फ्रॉम द इंडियन सॉइल वेर अनहैप्पी, taxes on them or on agricultural produce were exorbitant. Also, the policies were framed by the colonial authorities that could most suited to the British powers, British officials, then zamindars, money lenders। इस तरीके से इंडियन फार्मर्स उपेक्षा का शिकार किए और फिर जबरदस्ती उनपे लोन, टैक्स का, कर का बोझ भी पड़ा। अगर प्रोडक्शन नहीं होने पे उनसे जमीन भी छीन ली गई। बस अपनी बातों के लिए ही। अब जैसे अगर हम हाल के वर्षों के देखें तो 2020-21 में भी, 21 में भी हमारे भारत में किसान आंदोलन हुआ, 24 में भी हुआ, और सबके पीछे उद्देश्य यही था। जैसे हम 20-21 या फिर 24 की बात करें तो एग्रीकल्चर जो पॉलिसी बने फॉर द इंडियन फार्मर्स, राइट फ्रॉम 2020 to 24, तो इंडियन फार्मर्स were unhappy with the provisions of the new agricultural policy, और न्यू एग्रीकल्चर पॉलिसीज को रद्द करने की मांग भी कर रहे थे। फिर एनएसपी, मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस के गारंटी की बात कर रहे थे। और विड्रॉल ऑफ लीगल एक्शंस, जब वो इंडियन फार्मर्स हड़ताल पर थे तो उन पर लीगल एक्शंस की बात थी, उसे विड्रॉ करने की बात, या फिर कर्ज माफ करने की बात, और बेहतर कंडीशन सो दैट कि इंडियन फार्मर्स कैन रिमेन इन एग्रीकल्चरल एक्टिविटीज। तो क्या आखिर हम खाएंगे क्या? जब किसान अनाज उत्पन्न करेंगे तो जो भी फल है, फ्रूट्स है, तो जो किसान खेती में रहेंगे, किसान संतुष्ट रहेंगे, तो उनका विकास भी होगा और फिर एग्रीकल्चर भी अच्छे ढंग से होंगे। तो ये हमेशा किसान किसी न किसी रूप में किसान के पास असंतोष होता है गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी के खिलाफ, और वो चाहते हैं कि हमेशा उनके हितों की रक्षा हो ताकि वो एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में रह सके। अब यदि हम बात करते हैं कि भारत में जब कॉलोनियल डेज में हमारा क्या है, कॉलोनियल डेज में ब्रिटिश काल जिसको हम कहते हैं, ब्रिटिश डेज में ये आपको पता है कि चंपारण सत्याग्रह 1917, चंपारण सत्याग्रह ये 1917 में हुआ, 1917। फिर नील विद्रोह की बात भी आती है। नील विद्रोह 1859 से 1862 के बीच में, यह नील विद्रोह बंगाल में था। नील विद्रोह फिर हमारा बारडोली सत्याग्रह भी है जो 1928 में है, और बाकी हाल के बच्चों का किसान आंदोलन की चर्चा हमने की 2021 और 24। चलिए देखिएगा, हम देखते हैं इन डिटेल। Peasants movements in India, key social uprising against the exploitation during the British rule during 18th and 19th centuries. These movements aim to restore traditional political and social systems that had been disrupted by colonial powers and policies. British economic policies severely affected Indian agriculture. Traditional industries like handicrafts were destroyed, leading to overpopulation in agriculture areas. The new land revenue system and colonial administration further worsened the farmers' conditions. Now come to regions behind the peasant movements. The zamindari system, zamindari system. Farmers had to pay very high rents and illegal taxes. Farmers faced arbitrary evictions and were forced to work for little or no pay. Next to the zamindari system, now come to the rawatwari system. British government imposed heavy land taxes on farmers. Unable to pay, farmers borrowed money lenders at very high interest rates. To secure loans, farmers had to place their belongings, livestock or even land, which often got seized if loans were not paid. Second point is there, the rawatwari system. Then come to the loss of ownership. Over time, many real farmers lost their land and became sharecroppers, tenants, or landless laborers. Then come to the changing nature of peasant movement after 1857, 1857 के बाद में प्रकृति बदल गई। और देखिए क्या है main features. Peasants themselves became the leaders of their movement, focusing on their own demands. The movements targeted immediate issues like high rents, evictions, and exploitation by zamindars, money lenders, and foreign planters. Farmers aimed for specific goals such as reducing rains or ending unjust practices rather than overthrowing colonial power. Peasants gained awareness of their legal rights and began asserting them both within and outside courts. Now come the limitations. Movements lacked a clear understanding of the broader colonial exploitation. Peasants didn't develop a new political, social, or economic ideology. And these peasants' uprisings remained within the traditional social framework and lacked a vision for an alternative society. There was no long-term organization or continuity in the struggles. Now come to Kisan Sabha. Kisan Sabha. Kisan Sabha movement was a major peasant uprising in the Awadh region, that is the modern Uttar Pradesh. It was basically caused by poor living conditions due to British policies and exploitation by large landowners, that is the talukdars. After India's gardens was transferred from East India Company to the British Crown, land revenue increased significantly, further burdening farmers and worsening the situations. Then come to the causes in the background. Talukdar dominance after 1857 uprising Talukdars regained their lands, consolidating their power over rural society. Farmers were subjected to high rents, renewal fees, so-called Nazrana, illegal levies, and arbitrary evictions, so-called Biddakhal. Now come to the hardship on the economic front. The First World War increased the prices of food and essential goods, worsening plight of farmers. Then come to the next point. The situation led to unrest, especially in districts like Raebareli, remember the place, Faizabad and Sultanpur. Okay, Raebareli, Faizabad and the Sultanpur. Now come to the development of the movement. Development. In 1918, activists like Indra Narayan Dwivedi and Gauri Shankar Mishra, with the support of Madan Mohan Malviya, established the United Provinces Kisan Sabha. By 1919, it had 450 branches, remember. Our leaders like Baba Ramchandra played a crucial role, mobilizing peasants and connecting them with leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru. In 1920, the Awadh Kisan Sabha was formed to address issues like unpaid labor, Hariyan beggar, and unfair evictions. Farmers were encouraged to back out exploitative landlords and resolve disputes through legal panchayats. Now come to the outcomes. The movements initially focused on peaceful protest and mobilization, but turned more aggressive by 1921 with incidences of looting and clashes with the police. Although it didn't achieve all its goal, it united farmers and created awareness about their rights. Kisan Sabha movement in Bihar and Swami Sahajanand Saraswati. In 1929 में Swami Sahajanand Saraswati established the Bihar Provincial Kisan Sabha (BPKS), remember, to fight against landlords' exploitation and protect farmers' land rights. The movement grew and spread to other parts of India, forming the foundation of All India Kisan Sabha. Now look at the legacy. These movements, particularly those led by Swami Sahajanand Saraswati, improved the living conditions of farmers and agricultural workers, although they lacked a comprehensive vision for independent India. They laid the groundwork for future struggle against feudalism and colonial exploitation or the British rule. Peasant movements in India marked a significant chapter in the history of India, just to fight for justice, equality, and empowering farmers to demand their rights and resist oppression or oppressive actions. Now come to the Indigo Revolt. In the summer 1859, 1859 में, in Bengal, thousands of peasants called riots refused to grow indigo for European landowners and factory owners known as planters. The widespread protest called the Indigo Revolt, Neel Vidroh, became a significant moment in Indian history. ये 1862 में हुआ, नील विद्रोह की जो बात हो रही है, 1859 to 62, we are talking to नील विद्रोह. विद्रोह. This widespread protest called the Indigo Revolt, Neel Vidroh, became a significant movement in Indian society. Indigo cultivation had been practiced in Bengal since the late 70s. It was done in two ways. Number one, Nizamabad, planters grow indigo on land they directly controlled, and next one, Rayoti, peasants grew indigo on their own land under contract with planters. How to see little more how the system worked. First, on the contract, most indigo was grown under the Rayoti system, where planters made peasants sign contract to grow indigo. And the next point, these contractors lasted from 1 to 10 years, and planters gave their rewards an advance payment to cover cultivation expenses. Next है exploitation in the system. Advances were given in October or November, but the rewards had to sell their indigo crops at unfair rates decided by the planters. After deducing various costs like seeds and stamp papers, many lawyers ended up with very little money if they had a debt. It was carried over to the next year. In extreme cases, peasants had to grow indigo without receiving any advance payment, tapping from a cycle of debt and exploitation, ऋण और शोषण का चक्र में किसानों को मिल की खेती करनी होती थी. Now come to the cause of revolt. The exploitation of revolts led to widespread anger, which erupted into the Indigo Revolt in 1859, starting in Nadia district and spreading to the other parts of Bengal. Peasants attacked indigo factories, refused to pay rent, and even used weapons like spears and shots to resist. Women also joined in, fighting with pots and pans. Many peasants, especially in Patna district, refused outright to grow indigo. The Lieutenant Governor of Bihar, of Bengal, J.P. Grant, Lieutenant Governor of Bengal, observed the strength of the protest, noting that entire villages were united against indigo cultivation. Women also actively participated, praying for the government to ban indigo farming. Now, look at the Indigo Commission. In response to a revolt, the government formed the Indigo Commission in March 1860 to investigate the system. The commission had testimonies from planters, roads, zamindars, and missionaries, and others. Finding of the commission, the Indigo Commission. The system of indigo cultivation was highly oppressive. Peasants were forced to grow indigo, often due to debt taken by their ancestors. The findings of the Indigo Commission. The work was extremely demanding, and roads had no control over which part of their land was used for indigo. Physical violence was common. Roads were beaten, kidnapped, and their cattle were taken away if they resisted. Now, suggestion क्या होंगे? Indigo Commission suggested roads should grow indigo only if they wanted to. Next point, the contract should last no more than 12 months to avoid long-term debt. Third, costs like stamp papers should be paid by factories, not rats. Fourth, sentence of land for indigo should be done with mutual agreement. And fifth, factories should pay for transporting indigo to their premises. Now, significance of the Indigo Revolt. The unity and dignity of the revolts were key to revolt success. Both Hindu and Muslim peasants worked together showcasing communal harmony. Some Jamindars, moneylenders and ex-planter employees also supported the movement. Bengal's intelligentsia played an important role by organizing campaigns, writing newspaper articles, and helping peasants with legal issues. Christian missionaries also supported the riots by highlighting their suffering. Unlike other uprisings, the government's response to the revolt was less harsh, likely due to the strong public support for the riots. Now look at the cultural impact. The revolt inspired literature, music, and films. Dinbandhu Mitra's play Neel Darpan, Mirror of Indigo, written during the moment, vividly portrayed the hardships faced by the indigo farmers. Legacy. Despite facing extreme poverty, oppression, and violence, the riots remained firm in their resolve. A statement by one riot, Panji Mullah, summed up their determination. I would rather be killed with bullets than to sow indigo. The indigo revolt remains a powerful example of collective resistance against exploitation of the British rule in the history of India. Champaran Satyagraha. The Champaran Satyagraha was a key moment in India's freedom struggles and marked the beginning of the civil disobedience movement led by Mahatma Gandhi. It was aimed at helping the tenant farmers of Champaran, Bihar, who were oppressed under an unfair farming system. This event played an important role in shaping Gandhi's method of Satyagraha, non-violence in India. Now, background. I am talking to the Champaran Satyagraha 1917. Tinkatia system. Farmers in Champaran were forced to grow indigo, a cash crop, a part of their land. Originally under the Panchkatia system, 5 kathas, a local land unit of land per bigha were dedicated to indigo. Later this was reduced to 3 kathas per bigha, giving rise to the Tinkatia system. The terms of the agreements called pattas heavily favored the British planters. Conditions of farmers. Farmers had to prepare their land for indigo cultivation under the supervision of factory managers. They were paid a fixed amount if the crop was good, but received less if it failed, regardless of the region. If a farmer refused to grow indigo, they faced heavy taxes, heavy fines, decline in indigo cultivation. By the early 90s, synthetic dyes from Germany reduced the demand for natural indigo, causing a decline in the cultivation. However, World War I disrupted imports of German dyes and indigo cultivation increased again. Exploitation of farmers. Despite declining profits, the planters passed their financial losses onto the poor farmers, worsening their condition. By 1917, nearly 27,000 acres in Champaran were under indigo cultivation. See the data. 27,000 acres of land. Now come to the advent of Mahatma Gandhi. advent of Mahatma Gandhi. Rajkumar Shukla, who invited. Rajkumar Shukla, an illiterate but determined farmer, decided to fight the oppressive indigo farming system. He sought Gandhi's help after learning about his work in South Africa. Shukla persistently followed Gandhiji, convincing him to visit Champaran in April 1917. और ये राजकुमार शुक्ला के अनुरोध पे आए थे, काफी कन्विंस किया राजकुमार शुक्ला ने गांधी को चंपारण आने के लिए और to address the cause of the indigo farmers. Initial observation: Gandhi met prominent local leaders like Bharat Prasad and Rajendra Prasad, who later became India's first president. He quickly realized the scale of the problem and decided to stay longer. Conflict with authorities. British administration viewed Gandhi's activities as a threat. He was ordered to leave the district but refused. Gandhi refused and prepared to face imprisonment. Gandhi's calm and honest defense inspired thousands of farmers who rallied behind him. ये पता है ना, गांधी जी सत्य और अहिंसा के पुजारी थे और ब्रदरहुड में, यूनिवर्सल ब्रदरहुड में विश्वास करते थे. धैर्य जी उनका हथियार था. The methods and impact. पहला तो डाटा कलेक्शन. Gandhiji and his team meticulously collected evidence of the farmers' exploitation. They documented over 12,000 cases and trained volunteers to assist in the inquiry. Next, non-violent resistance. Gandhiji quietly when summoned to court, explaining that his actions were driven by conscience. This earned him respect from both officials and masses. Constructive works. Along with the struggle, Gandhiji initiated sanitation drives, set up schools, and promoted education among the villages. His wife, Kasturba Gandhi, and other volunteers contributed significantly to these efforts. Now come to the cause of the movements. Just high rent, farmers were burdened by increased rent system, loss of cultivation freedom, low wages, poor living conditions. Now come to the outcome of the Champaran Satyagraha. End of Tinkatia system. The Champaran Agrarian Act of 1918, 1918 का जो Champaran Agrarian Act था, abolished the Tinkatia system and provided relief to the farmers. Then return of overcharged money. Planters were required to refund 25% of the excessive charges collected from farmers. Then inspiration for future movement. The success of the Champaran Satyagraha established Gandhiji as a national leader and showed that non-violent resistance could challenge British rule. Significance. The Champaran Satyagraha is considered as a turning point in India's independence movement. It empowered rural farmers to stand against injustice, inspired middle class leaders to shape society selflessly, highlighted the importance of combining struggle with a constructive community works. Relevance today. Non-violent methods can bring about social and political change. Empowering marginalized communities is essential for social justice. Collaboration between leaders and common people is to addressing systematic problems. Champaran remains a symbol of hope and resilience for oppressed communities across the world. This version provides a simple and detailed explanation while preserving the essence of original content. Let me let me know if you would like to add or modify anything. Now, Swami Sahajanand Saraswati. So that's all for this lecture. We will continue to discuss more topics of importance. Wish you all the best for your success in civil services exam. Thanks for giving me your presence. Thank you.